For those of you just popping in on this review, you're watching what is usually a mountain biking channel, but recently I did some BMX videos just for fun. To do this, I needed a BMX and decided to purchase an SE Everyday because of the price. At around $300, this bike is definitely made with beginners in mind. Since I last rode BMX in high school, I spent the last month relearning everything I knew. It was like an accelerated version of what a beginner might experience over the course of a year. As I grew more confident, I started to outgrow the stock parts in this bike, but so far all I've replaced is the front sprocket and the chain, which brings to light a very important point. Everything on this bike is replaceable with standard BMX parts. Well, wouldn't that be the case with any BMX bike? Surprisingly not. Some cheaper bikes use a mix of parts that don't necessarily meld with the BMX industry. So let's say you bend your sprocket and try to replace it with a machined aluminum one. Getting it to fit could be a crapshoot. Here's me obliterating my first sprocket. And here's a way harder crash I had after replacing it with a stronger one. I rode away from that crash with absolutely no damage. So as you grow bolder and more confident, you'll start to outgrow the parts in this bike. Little by little though, you can upgrade them. This is part of BMX no matter what bike you ride. So it looks like SE purposely made the effort to produce a bike that was true to the sport. Otherwise, the SE Everyday can take anything a beginner can throw at it. The 3-piece cranks are surprisingly solid, the wheels have somehow held up, and even the pedals are not bad. Here are a few pieces of information you may want to know if you're interested in this bike, good and bad. First of all, the assembly on this bike was not so good off the shelf. I needed to add a ton of grease to the crank spindle to stop it from creaking, and also tighten various other parts on the bike. Now that I've given it a once over, it feels really solid. You probably aren't going to do much in the way of grinding on this bike either. The rear axle is 14mm, but even after one day at the skate park, the front 3/8 axle was bent upwards significantly. I could replace it with a better axle, but I decided to take the pegs off since I don't grind much anyhow. The stock tires are okay, but they only go up to 60 psi. Any BMX you plan on using for street or park should hold 60 psi as an absolute minimum, so I've gotten 2 pinch flats already in the front. As for the brakes, they're pretty good. I took them off though. Some riders prefer to go brakeless, and I'm one of them. Like I said before, the crankset's pretty damn good, but the bottom bracket is unsealed. Nevertheless, I've had no problems to speak of. Again, I'm pleasantly surprised. The bike is also about 25 pounds. This is much lighter than my childhood BMX, but still a fair amount heavier than more expensive bikes today. You can't make a bike strong and affordable without adding weight to it, so I'm actually pretty impressed it's this light. So that's my 2 cents on this bike. It seems like the next level up from this would be something for around $400 shipped from Dance Comp, where you'll get slightly better parts all around. I think the SE Everyday is a great starter bike though. It'll get you through the rigors of being a beginner and provide a decent platform for upgrades. Like I once did, you'll move all those upgraded parts onto a new frame someday. So now that I've made some BMX videos on this, what are my plans for it? Well, I'm going to keep it and keep riding it. I've fallen back in love with BMX thanks to this bike, and for that, I need to give it 2 thumbs up. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.